Crohn's gets dramatically worse every month at the same time in your cycle, your GI probably hasn't explained why. But there is a real biological reason, and it changes what you should be tracking. Hi, I'm Kate, and today we're talking about the hormonal connection between your menstrual cycle and Crohn's disease. If you've ever felt dismissed when you've brought this up, this video is going to give you the language and the evidence to change that conversation. Now, I had a client who tracked her flares for a year before anyone believed her pattern. She just had 2 columns: cycle, symptoms, and her chart showed there was a definite connection. What jumped off the page for me was that the connection was very obvious and significant. So, although this topic doesn't come up in a GI consult, it needs a conversation, and the best way to get that conversation is for you to track your cycle yourself. So here's what the research actually shows. Estrogen and progesterone both have receptors in the gut lining. They directly influence intestinal motility, permeability, and immune signaling. In the late luteal phase, just before a period, progesterone drops sharply and prostaglandin levels surge. Prostaglandins drive uterine contractions, but they also ramp up gut inflammation and motility. And in a gut already primed by Crohn's, that surge can tip someone from managed into a full symptomatic episode. Lucky, right? A 2023 review in Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics found that women with IBD report significantly higher disease activity score in the perimenstrual window compared to mid-cycle. It's not in your head, it is measurable, it's biological, and it's definitely worth tracking if this applies to you. So, a simple 2-column diary is all you need to map your cycle and symptoms. Cycle day on one side versus symptom severity on the other. It can reveal a pattern in as little as 2 to 3 months that gives a GI something concrete to work with. Understand your 3 hormonal windows. Follicular, ovularity, and luteal phases each create a different hormonal environment in the gut. Knowing which window is what helps a woman predict and prepare, rather than just react when it's already happened. The progesterone diet lever. Certain dietary choices in the week before a period can either feed prostaglandin production or dampen it. This is a supportive strategy discussed with your care team, not a replacement for medication. Omega-6 versus omega-3 balance in the luteal phase, that's something you should mention. Track and report inflammation markers. If a woman can time a CRP or fecal calprotectin test to her perimenstrual window versus mid-cycle, she may capture objective data that makes the conversation with her GI much harder to dismiss, and you have the right to ask for that. So, build the conversation with your GI. Most of GIs aren't dismissive by intent. They simply weren't trained in this intersection. So arriving with a cycle map symptom diary and asking specific question shifts the dynamic entirely. So I've noticed a pattern to help your... sorry. A good question would be, I've noticed a pattern I'd like your help investigating. And that's all you need to ask. So what do you think it would look like when a woman finally has language for something that she's felt for years? Relief, because finally someone believes them. And they've also seen, by tracking their symptoms, it written hard on paper. Now, the realistic picture is it doesn't make Crohn's disappear, but predictability itself is a form of control. And that means a lot day to day, because you know when you may expect something can be more severe than it normally is. So reminder, hormonal changes across a lifetime. Perimenopause, pregnancy, postpartum. This conversation may need to be revisited more than once, and that's just a reminder because hormonal changes happen across our lifetime. So if this resonated, please share it with someone that needs the help as well. And you can hand this question and this conversation straight to your GI along with your symptom diary. So if you found it to be useful, please come again soon, and we'll dive deeper into gut permeability and what the research says about supporting the mucosal barrier. I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day.